Good morning. So nice. I always say it because I always mean it. But to begin the week with you here on 3+U, hopefully your weekend was a good one and you have a clear mind going in to the first full week of the new year. We're going to get you on, I think, a good mindset as the show kicks off this morning, because if you were like me and you're doing some housekeeping, trying to make 2023 the best one possible, there's no way finances and quality of life can't be part of that conversation. So we're so happy to have Brian Beasley on the show for the first time of many we hope to come. He has the Beasley Agency Farmers Insurance. So good to see you.
Good to see you too, Julie.
I'm really glad that you are going to hopefully make this kind of a repeat performance, so to speak, because once you laughed and you said to me, insurance is really exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, depending on the age you are, yes.
Yeah.
Because it can make your life easy or it can make your life difficult.
Absolutely, yeah. If you're not insured properly and something happens, then it can be devastating.
So I know we're going to kind of weave our conversation in and out, but as a general rule of thumb, regardless of the area of insurance we're talking, do people tend to be overinsured or underinsured?
In Tennessee, a lot of people choose the lower side of liability insurance, which is dangerous.
But do they know they're doing that?
That people are trying to get the rate as little as they can, and that's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you hit, you look at vehicles these days, right? A brand new vehicle, $50,000, $60,000 car. If you've got $25,000, $100,000, or $2,550 on your insurance,
mm-hmm.
you might not have enough insurance to cover that vehicle or your property damage. Your limits may not be able to take care of what the cost is to fix that or to get somebody taken care of. If there's hospital bills that are expensive, it's not going to cover that.
I know we kind of live in this online world, and you can accommodate that. People can talk to you virtually if they want to. They can communicate with you via email.
Yes, ma'am.
You're in Saudi, you live in Saudi, you'll travel to people. But people still come to you.
Yes.
And you can do face-to-face meetings. Can you imagine? But you do that.
Yes, yeah, we do.
Isn't that helpful for people? Because once they might come in thinking they know what they want, and once you begin to talk, you find out that you're not seeing something clearly?
Yes, yeah. Our office is in Dayton, and
Okay.
we're right across from the courthouse. We're right in the town square.
But you live in Saudi, so
I live
that's
in
why
Saudi.
you said you're our neck of the woods a lot.
Yeah. I do a lot of meetings and networking stuff that are in Hickson, in Saudi, downtown, or even across the bridge. But we have people that will come into the office, people that come in and hang out, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll have people that will drop in that have questions about their insurance, and so we love doing face-to-face. I've been in people's dining rooms and sat at their tables and processed payments and talked through the insurance. I like to make sure when I'm doing insurance that I'm going through each piece so that people understand what they have.
Right.
That's an issue. If you do an online insurance policy, you might not have all the details.
Mm-hmm.
You might not understand what that covers and how you're protected.
Okay, so let's play 20 questions for
Sure,
a minute.
sure.
Maybe not full 20.
Yeah.
Here we are in January, and people are hearing you say, people tend to be underinsured, and you need to kind of talk and think through things, and yet we're all watching prices go up and the cost of
Yes.
living going up. One of the reasons you wanted to come on is because insurance also is so you don't want people to procrastinate.
Yeah.
Is that right? Can
Yeah.
you explain that a little?
Well, so right now, auto rates are going up, home rates are going up, and there's factors that are involved in both of those. Homes are more expensive in our market right now.
Right.
Rebuild cost, to build a brand new home, you're going to pay $200 a square foot or more to build brand new.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of those factors. When we're doing a home policy, you're looking at the reconstruction cost of the home. Well, if you've got a policy that you've had for 5 years, your insurance company is probably going to re-rate you. It's coming, whether it's happened yet or not.
Oh, I see.
And so rates are jumping 10, 15, 20, 25% right now.
Okay.
And it's because they're adjusting the rate of your rebuild value on your home. On the cars, it's kind of similar in the cars. If you have, I hit a deer the other day, and it's just the deer rolled, got up, and took off. But there was enough damage. It's $4,000 worth of damage on my car.
Wow.
$4,000. So just a minor fender bender now is not $1,000 anymore. It's $3,000, $4,000 or $5,000. And I'm still waiting. That happened a few weeks ago. I'm still waiting on the body shop to get the parts to be able to replace it. So parts are more expensive. There's a time lag. COVID hit.
Right.
There's the processing chips, anything. There's all these factors that go into, so rates are going up because of all that stuff.
Okay. So if rates are going up, and I think I know you enough now to know you want to be really careful to not try to snag somebody away. You're not pointing fingers.
That's right.
But if rates are going up and people are reviewing their current policy, you're saying at Farmers, you might be able to have a better rate, or that you can put them in a policy where they have a lot more coverage for just a nominal increase?
Yes.
Like when you were telling me something about liability, the difference in $300,000 versus $1 million on your home.
On your home is $30 a year. $30.
A year?
A year. $30 a year to increase your coverage by $700,000 from $300,000 to $1 million. It's so cheap. It's not worth underinsuring yourself on liability on your home.
Why?
Hopefully you'll never use it. We talked about that too.
Yeah.
Hopefully you never have to use that. But if somebody gets hurt, you've got kids, right? Or they're a little bit older, but if somebody falls off a deck and breaks their neck, then you want to make sure that your coverage is ample enough to take care of that. It's about taking care of those people that potentially have been done harm to, not necessarily directly by you, but in your home, or if you hit them in your car, then you can hurt somebody.
Let me ask you something, and this is why he'll come back on repeatedly, because every time I'm going to ask you something, there's something else I'm going to want to ask you. But you and I were talking that a lot of people who watch our show tend to be, we're both in our 50s, that kind of age bracket where they've got younger kids and aging parents, and so we can speak to both sides of the equation.
Yes.
When you're looking at the possibility of the unexpected, which is what life is, and insuring against that, you've accumulated some wealth by the time you're in your 50s.
Yes.
If you have an aging parent, they certainly have accumulated some wealth. So if the insurance policy is not sufficient, and there is a tragedy that occurs or a bad situation that occurs, aren't your assets at risk now?
They are. They are. So one thing that we'll hear in the industry is, well, that's okay, just let them sue me, right? If you don't have a lot of assets and you're not worried about it, well, just let them sue me. Well, it's not about them suing you and winning a lawsuit. It's about your wages in the future being taken away from you. I had, my nephew lives in Atlanta. He got hit by a vehicle that was, the guy had insurance, but the police came and took him away in handcuffs. And so my nephew called me and said,
what do I do?
Do I file the claim through his insurance, or do I file it through my insurance? I said, you need to file the claim through your insurance, because he's not insured.
That's another issue.
And he'll get sued, and he'll pay for, it's going to be a $10,000 fix for this vehicle.
And there are still a lot of cars on the road that are uninsured, so you have to take that ounce of prevention for yourself. Yeah,
that's another cheap one. Uninsured motorist is another cheap piece.
It's inexpensive?
It's inexpensive. It's worth every penny to cover yourself on both of those.
I'll tell you a story I heard about Brian. We were talking a little bit. You just chit-chat in the beginning, and I said, are you from here originally? And he kind of lit up. And you are totally a Chattanoogan by choice.
And enamored with Chattanooga.
He said when he was a kid, they moved here from Knoxville when you were like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And he can still remember coming over the ridge cut and seeing it was dark and seeing the city lights below.
And it still lights me up. Every time I come through the ridge cut, day or night, it just, seeing the city sprawled out and the mountains around, it's a beautiful city. It's a gem. People are finding it now, and that's both good and bad.
Yeah.
But it's a gem. It's a hidden gem.
So if people call you, and we hope that they will as they begin the week, is it best on the phone to just tell you or your staff what they're looking to insure? How long should they plan if they do want to meet you face to face? How long is a meeting?
It doesn't take long for me to get a couple of pieces of information to do the quote. And people can reach out. I'm good with phone, text, email, whatever. Whatever's most convenient for you, I'm good with. That'll start the conversation. And then just a couple of pieces of information, and I can get a quote back in a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
I'm glad we get to talk again.
Yeah, me too, Julie. Thanks for letting me come on.
To think that you can go from $300,000 to $1 million in liability for $30 a year.
Yeah.
That's like your good deed for the day that you just shared.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so you can find him at brian@thebeasleyagency.com. That's obviously his website, his email. The phone number there in Dayton is 428-9222. He references it as Mayberry, so you're welcome to come sit up there in his office. He'd love that. But again, he wants to make it accommodating for you. So that's just the number for you to call to then see how to get the conversation started.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you, Brian.
Thank you, Julie.
So Brian's a dad. We always have our dad joke of the week around here on 3+U. So we're going to continue that into 2023. Here's your funny to begin the week, courtesy of Jason Wright. Here you go.
Your dad joke of the week brought to you by Scenic City Neurotherapy. Everyone deserves a laugh.
Hi there, and welcome back for this week's installment of the Dad Joke of the Week.